Now, before you start thinking this is just some made-up horror story, let me tell you about the experts who've been studying this mountain. Proper scientists, geologists, people with PhDs, and everything. They saying something that'll make your head spin. This might not even be a mountain at all. Look at any photograph of Mount Kailash and you'll see what they mean. It's got these perfectly straight sides, almost like someone took a massive ruler and carved it out. Some reckon it's actually an ancient pyramid, built by a civilization so advanced they make us look like cavemen. Divine beings, aliens, ancient superhumans. The theories are all over the shop, but one thing's certain: something very strange is going on up there. For days, I've been diving deep into everything I could find about Mount Kailash. Scientific papers, ancient texts, eyewitness accounts, satellite images, the lot. And what I've discovered has left me with more questions than answers. This might just be the most mysterious place on Earth. Let me take you on a journey to the most forbidden mountain on the planet. A place where the laws of physics seem to break down, where time itself appears to behave differently, and where something or someone clearly doesn't want us poking around. Mount Kailash sits in the remote corner of Tibet, straddling the border between China and India. For centuries, this peak has captured imaginations across the globe. And not just because of its stunning appearance. There's something almost supernatural about how this mountain connects to the number 4. For major religions consider it sacred: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and the ancient Bon faith. 4 rivers flow from its base, each heading toward the 4 cardinal directions, like nature's own compass. The Indus flows north, the Sutlej heads west, the Brahmaputra rushes east, and the Karnali River streams south. But it's when you really look at this mountain that things start getting properly weird. Most mountains, even the pyramid-shaped ones, have the rough edges and imperfections you'd expect from millions of years of natural formation. Not Kailash. This thing looks like it was designed on a computer and then 3D printed by giants. Its sides are almost perfectly perpendicular, each face aligned precisely with the cardinal directions. Now, before you start thinking this is just some made-up horror story, let me tell you about the experts who've been studying this mountain. Proper scientists, geologists, people with PhDs, and everything. They saying something that'll make your head spin. This might not even be a mountain at all. Look at any photograph of Mount Kailash and you'll see what they mean. It's got these perfectly straight sides, almost like someone took a massive ruler and carved it out. Some reckon it's actually an ancient pyramid, built by a civilization so advanced they make us look like cavemen. Divine beings, aliens, ancient superhumans. The theories are all over the shop, but one thing's certain: something very strange is going on up there. For days, I've been diving deep into everything I could find about Mount Kailash. Scientific papers, ancient texts, eyewitness accounts, satellite images, the lot. And what I've discovered has left me with more questions than answers. This might just be the most mysterious place on Earth. Let me take you on a journey to the most forbidden mountain on the planet. A place where the laws of physics seem to break down, where time itself appears to behave differently, and where something or someone clearly doesn't want us poking around. Mount Kailash sits in the remote corner of Tibet, straddling the border between China and India. For centuries, this peak has captured imaginations across the globe. And not just because of its stunning appearance. There's something almost supernatural about how this mountain connects to the number 4. For major religions consider it sacred: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and the ancient Bon faith. 4 rivers flow from its base, each heading toward the 4 cardinal directions, like nature's own compass. The Indus flows north, the Sutlej heads west, the Brahmaputra rushes east, and the Karnali River streams south. But it's when you really look at this mountain that things start getting properly weird. Most mountains, even the pyramid-shaped ones, have the rough edges and imperfections you'd expect from millions of years of natural formation. Not Kailash. This thing looks like it was designed on a computer and then here's where it gets by giant. Each of the four faces are almost perfectly perpendicular colors. Each north face appears precisely with the cardinal directions. The south face looks like lapis lazuli. The east face gleams like crystal, and the west face shimmers ruby red. It's like someone painted a mountain with precious stones. Then there's the snow situation, which completely defies everything we know about weather patterns. In the northern hemisphere, south-facing slopes typically get more sunlight, so they should have less snow. North-facing slopes, being shadier, should be covered in the white stuff year-round. Mount Kailash says Saad that two basic meteorology. Its northern slopes are relatively bare, whilst the southern face, which gets hammered by sunlight, stays covered in glaciers and snow all year long. It's like the mountains got its own weather system that operates on completely different rules. And if you think that's strange, wait until you hear about what happens to compasses near this place. You know how a compass always points north? Well, not around. The needles just spin round and round like they're having a breakdown. The entire magnetic field seems to go haywire, as if something massive underground is interfering with basic physics. Then there's the vegetation situation, or rather, the complete lack of it. Most mountains are covered in plant life, trees, shrubs, grass, something. Mount Kailash is utterly barren. Not a single plant grows anywhere on its surface. It's like nature itself has given up trying to take root there. But here's where coincidence starts looking suspiciously like design. When the sun sets on the south face of Mount Kailash, the shadows formed by ice cracks and rock layers create a perfect swastika symbol. Not just any swastika, mind you, but a left-facing one that's considered sacred and auspicious by all four religions that worship this mountain. Nobody knows if someone carved this symbol or if it's some impossible natural formation. All we know is that it appears every single day as the sun goes down, like the mountain's daily signature. Satellite images reveal even more bizarre features. The face of Lord Shiva, one of Hinduism's primary deities, appears to be naturally formed in the rock face. The snow on the peak arranges itself into the shape of Om, the most sacred symbol in Hindu philosophy. Scientists have dubbed Mount Kailash navel of the Earth because it sits at what they calculate to be the planet's exact center. From this position, it maintains eerily precise distances to major landmarks worldwide. It's exactly 6,666 kilometers from Stonehenge, the same distance to both the North and South Poles. The mountain itself measures 13,332 kilometers from base to peak. That's 6,666 times 2. These numbers aren't random. They're so precise, so consistent, that mathematicians have calculated the odds of this being coincidental as essentially zero. At the base of Mount Kailash sit two lakes that are just as mystifying as the mountain itself. Manasarovar and Rakshastal were once a single body of water before geological activity split them apart. Now, they couldn't be more different. Manasa Ravir is perfectly round like the sun, filled with fresh water and teeming with aquatic life. Despite being the world's highest freshwater lake, it never freezes, no matter how brutal the Tibetan winter gets. The water remains perfectly still, almost mirror-like, regardless of weather conditions that should be churning it into waves. Rakshastal, known locally as the Demon Lake, is shaped like a crescent moon. It's saltier than the ocean, supports no life whatsoever, and constantly churns with turbulent waters. But here's the really mental part. Locals swear this lake periodically vanishes completely, leaving behind parched earth, only to mysteriously reappear at full capacity as if it never left. Some call it the Ghost Lake because of this disappearing act. Scientists have tried to explain it through underground water systems and evaporation cycles, but the speed and completeness of its disappearance and return defies conventional understanding. Yet none of these geological oddities compared to what happens when people actually try to climb this mountain. The stories coming back from attempted expeditions read like something from a horror film. Beyond the tragic tale of those Siberian climbers, there are dozens of other accounts that'll make your blood run cold. Climbers report suddenly finding themselves walking backward down the mountain when they were certain they were heading up. Others describe the mountain seeming to shift and change position as they climbed, like the peak was actively avoiding their approach. Sudden blizzards appear from clear skies, forcing climbers to retreat. Mystery illnesses strike healthy individuals without warning. Some experience waves of overwhelming dread, so powerful they abandon their expedition immediately, despite having no logical reason to turn back. Colonel Wilson, an experienced mountaineer who attempted the summit, described his experience. Just when I discovered what seemed like an easy path to the top, heavy snow began falling out of nowhere, making any further progress impossible. Russian climber Sergei Chistyakov's account is even more unsettling. When we approached the base of the mountain, my heart was pounding. I was standing before this sacred peak that had never been conquered. I felt incredibly weak, and suddenly I was overwhelmed by the certainty that I didn't belong there, that I had to turn back immediately. The moment we started descending, I felt liberated. It's not just human attempts that fail around Mount Kala. Our most advanced aircraft can't fly over it either. There seems to be some invisible barrier that prevents planes from ascending beyond a certain altitude around the mountain. Pilots report instrument failures, sudden turbulence, and an inexplicable inability to gain altitude when approaching the peak. So what's really going on here? How do we explain a mountain that seems to actively resist human contact, ages people unnaturally, defies basic physics, and displays impossible geometric precision? Currently, there are two main theories attempting to unravel the mystery of Mount Kala. Both are fascinating, both offer compelling evidence, and both sound absolutely mental when you first hear them. The first theory suggests we're dealing with extraterrestrial involvement. Not little green men necessarily, but an advanced civilization that visited Earth thousands of years ago and left behind this structure as either a monument or perhaps even a still functioning piece of technology. Think about it. Ancient Hindu texts are packed with descriptions of flying vehicles, advanced weapons, and technologies that sound remarkably similar to modern inventions. The Mahabharata, one of Hinduism's great epics, describes aerial battles, nucleic explosions, and cities floating in the sky. These weren't meant to be science fiction. These were religious texts, describing what ancient people believed to be historical events. What if they were actually documenting encounters with technologically superior beings? It's not just Hindu mythology either. The ancient Bon religion speaks of an advanced race called the Havmusuvs, beautiful beings with golden skin who traveled in flying ships and possessed weapons that could kill with beams of light. Sound familiar? Then there's the Kailasa temple in India, a massive structure carved from a single piece of rock to represent Mount Kala. Archaeological estimates suggests builders had to remove 400,000 tons of stone to create this temple. That's roughly 60 tons every single day for 18 years straight. Even with modern machinery, removing that much stone daily would be a monumental challenge. Yet somehow, ancient people accomplished this feat using tools that officially didn't exist. Inside this temple lies a network of caves and tunnels that allegedly lead to chambers containing advanced technological devices from this ancient civilization. The second theory is supernatural in nature, with 4 major religions considering Mount Kailash sacred. And given the mountain's complete defiance of natural laws, many believe divine or supernatural forces are at work here. In 1999, Dr. Ernst Moldashev, a respected scientist, traveled to Tibet with a research team to investigate Mount Kailash. What they discovered left them convinced that something extraordinary was happening inside the mountain. Dr. Moldashev reported hearing strange sounds coming from within Mount Kailash during the night, sounds that suggested something was moving around inside the peak. In his academic paper, he wrote, "In the silence of the night, there were often strange grasping sounds coming from the belly of the mountain. One night, both my colleagues and I distinctly heard the noise of falling stones that undoubtedly came from the interior." This led Dr. Moldashev to conclude that Mount Kailash wasn't a natural mountain at all, but rather an ancient pyramid built by a technologically advanced human civilization that understood what he called subtle energy. His research revealed striking similarities between Mount Kailash and other mysterious ancient structures like the pyramids of Giza, Antioch. When his team created a schematic map of what they termed the City of Gods, the various pyramids and stone structures surrounding Mount Kailash, they were shocked to discover the layout matched the spatial structure of DNA molecules. According to Tibetan legend, beneath Mount Kailash lies a city called Shank, or the City of Gods. This underground metropolis supposedly contains a reservoir of human genetic material, preserving the DNA of ancient civilizations. Interestingly, this legend caught the attention of Adolf Hitler, who in 1938 sent a team of 5 Germans to Tibet, searching for traces of what he believed to be the superior Aryan race's origins near Mount Kailash. But here's the thing. Despite these fascinating theories, science has managed to explain some of Mount Kailash's mysteries through perfectly natural phenomena. The mountain's pyramid shape likely formed during ice ages around 2.6 million years ago, when glaciers carved out valleys and cut back slopes to create the sharp-edged peak we see today. The weird snow distribution. The southern slope faces the Indian Ocean, so it receives far more moisture from summer monsoons than the northern side. With all that moist air constantly rising, it's actually logical that the south face would accumulate more snow. As for aircraft being unable to fly over the mountain, that's more about Tibetan geography than supernatural forces. Tibet sits over 4,000 meters above sea level and is surrounded by the world's highest peaks. If a plane experiences cabin pressure problems over Tibet, there's literally nowhere safe to make an emergency descent. The oxygen masks only provide 15 to 20 minutes of air, and emergency landings in mountainous terrain rarely end well. These explanations are reassuring, but they only scratch the surface of Mount Kailash's mysteries. The aging phenomena, the compass failures, the perfect geometric precision, the religious symbols appearing naturally in stone and snow. Science still has no answers for these puzzles. Dr. Singfaldia, a highly respected geologist, attempted to explain the OM symbol appearing on Mount Kailash as rocks folded in a specific pattern, with depressions filled year-round with ice and snow. But even he admits the formation is too perfect to fit this explanation naturally. Then, there's the unique Geology. While surrounding Tibetan peaks are made of sedimentary rock, Mount Kailash is composed of rare black stone found nowhere else in the region. Why would one mountain be made of completely different material than everything around it? Climbers continue to report the mountains seemingly changing position as they climb, forcing them to retreat. While all mountains technically move due to tectonic activity, these movements are imperceptible to humans and require sensitive equipment to detect. How is Mount Kailash able to disorient experienced climbers so dramatically? The mystery of the two lakes remains unsolved as well. Science can explain Rakshas Tao's disappearing act through evaporation and underground seepage. But it can't explain why two lakes in identical geographical conditions behave so differently. And what about the time distortion effects? Scientists reference Einstein's theory of relativity, explaining that time moves slightly faster at higher altitudes due to weaker gravitational fields. But this difference is so minuscule, it requires atomic clocks to measure. It certainly can't explain people aging weeks or years in hours, or dying of old age within a year of visiting the mountain. Perhaps these stories are urban legends that grew more dramatic with each telling. Or perhaps something genuinely inexplicable is occurring on Mount Kailash that challenges our understanding of reality itself. The truth is, we may never know what's really happening up there. In 1980, the Chinese government banned all climbing attempts on Mount Kailash, declaring it off-limits to mountaineers forever. Was this to preserve the mountain's religious significance, to protect climbers from dangerous conditions, or to keep secret something far more extraordinary? Whatever secrets Mount Kailash holds, they are likely to remain hidden for the foreseeable future. The Forbidden Peak continues to stand in silent mystery, defying explanation and challenging everything we think we know about the natural world. But the story doesn't end here. There are more pieces to this puzzle, more questions to explore, and more mind-bending details that'll make you question reality itself. This is just the beginning of our journey into one of Earth's greatest unsolved mysteries. The deeper we dig, the stranger it gets. And the more we realize that Mount Kailash might be the key to understanding something far greater than just an unusual mountain. Stay with me, because what comes next will absolutely blow your mind. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!